So Michael Smith says, Mr. Mayor, what are we doing to fix the roads in our city? We're paying more taxes, but where is it? The roads are getting worse, county and cottage, and causing more damage to vehicles than taxpayers own. We need these addressed immediately. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, so this is something we've talked a lot about, and this is a big area of concern for me.
Well, anytime we have a grant to fix anything, everyone says, why isn't it going to the streets, right? That's what you kind of hear.
Yeah, well, you hear that, but the roadways in the city have deteriorated over the better part of the last 20 years. So they didn't get the way they are, overnight. It takes a long time for a road to get it to fall into disrepair. I mean, if a road's built, if it's properly laid, if it's not punctured by a utility company digging up a pipe, it should last 25 to 30 years in theory. The problem we have in the city is that for too long, we've allowed the utility companies to do the bare minimum when it comes to repatching holes in the pavement. So if you look at where potholes are, they are almost invariably in places where the utility companies have broken into the road, right? So they cut out a rectangular patch, and they don't seal it up well. It's not settled. It's not skimmed over, and sure enough, that's where the potholes start to form. Water gets in, it expands in the wintertime when it's frozen, and then you're left with what we have on County Street, which is, by the way, a place that's going to get fixed soon by one of the utility companies. So it's going to take us a while to get out of that. We rely to get out of this state of affairs. That's why, this past spring, I proposed to increase the funding for our roadways by a full 50%. So as it stands right now, we have historically relied on state money, about a couple of $1 million a year in what they call Chapter 90 funds to repave our roadways. That doesn't get us that far. My feeling is that we've got to accelerate improvement. We've got to catch up, and that's why we're devoting more money to it. So as you look around, you'll start to see those improvements. You'll start to see there's been more work done, I think, this past summer than there has been in years on improving the roadways. You'll also see a change in practice among the utility companies. Instead of allowing them just to pave over the little place where they dug to fix a pipe, we're requiring them to pave all the way to the center line of the road and then up and down the road for some stretch so that's all smoothed over. So you've seen, there are plenty of examples of that work around the city now that you've seen in the last few months. So the end of Ashley Boulevard is one. As Ashley Boulevard comes down to Cogswell Street, if you're traveling south, you'll see that it's paved all the way to the center line. Those in the past, that would have been a patch work of asphalt. No, we're not allowing that anymore. South 6th Street, coming from the downtown moving south, that's another example of a roadway where we've said to the utility companies, you gotta do a lot better than this. So we're starting to catch up. It's going to take a few years, but the city has made a very deliberate decision. My administration's made a very deliberate decision that something's got to be done with it. It might not be fixed overnight. We've got over 300 miles of roads, but it's going to get fixed. We have a program in place that is going to make a difference in the long run.